Welcome to the Fertility Mind podcast. I am your host, Jessica Friesen, a certified fertility mindset coach, a sound healer, and an international best-selling author. My mission for this podcast is to give you weekly episodes where you hear my own success with IVF and how mindset and manifestation changed it all for me. You will also hear from my guests who share their success stories in the fertility world. I want you to know that you are not alone. Even when things feel tough and when things feel like they aren't going your way, the tools and techniques you will get in this podcast, I know can change everything for you too. So thanks for being here with me today, and let's dive in. Hello and welcome back. Today I'm talking to you about prosperity. So I want to start off with asking you, what does prosperity mean to you? What is your definition of prosperity, and how does it apply to your life? I'm asking you these questions because I really want you to gain some clarity. Prosperity is an energy. Love is a vibration. Fear is a vibration. We are all energy beings. And what we think and believe to be true is what is always showing up in our world. So I know some of you are instantly going to ask me right now, what does prosperity have to do with my fertility? And I'm going to say, do you have a prosperous mindset, or do you have a lack mindset? In full transparency, when I first heard the word prosperity years ago, I thought to myself, my definition of prosperity had to do with wealth alone. So if someone were to ask me, would you consider yourself prosperous? I would have said, no. I could be prosperous in the idea that I always have an optimistic view on things. However, at that point, my husband and I were living paycheck to paycheck, and we were always in a constant state of fear when it came to money. And then on top of that, we were going through a fertility journey. So how could I be prosperous? My bank account's telling me I'm not. I don't have my desired results of having my desired family. And it felt like there was a lot of contrast in every area of my life. Then I heard a Bob Proctor, he was doing, I think it was Paradigm Shift or something. He was speaking on stage. I was on a virtual event, and I heard him say things along the lines of money is energy. And I just thought, I don't believe that. How is money energy? My husband and I, and again, my definition of prosperity only had to do with a financial aspect. So when I thought, well, no, money moves through my job, it doesn't move through me. And both my husband and I were on fixed salaries. So how could I become more prosperous? What does prosperity have to do with anything when this is where you are? I'm sharing this with you because I want you to understand where I used to be. This is the definition of prosperity, the Webster Dictionary definition of prosperity. It says, the condition of being successful or thriving, especially economic well-being. So again, even the dictionary talks about your prosperity being wealth related. What if you thought prosperity was an energy? What if you could relay prosperity to every area of your life? What if you could actually think of prosperity as an idea of something that you can create without physically getting a new job or physically changing what you're doing in your medical protocol related to fertility? What if prosperity was an idea of you and how you see the world and how you impress this upon your subconscious mind? So I want to take you here for a minute because I was talking about this in Fertility Fusion, and I thought this was really important to share with you guys. If you were to draw a stick person, the head is divided, and then you've got the body. So the head is thoughts, which is your conscious mind. So let's back this up. Draw a stick person on a piece of paper, then cut it in half, the head in half, because your your mind is divided by conscious mind and subconscious mind, and then you've got your body. So if you think of it this way, your mind is your thoughts, your conscious mind is your thoughts, your subconscious mind are your feelings, and your body is your actions. When they're aligned in a harmony, you see results. And when they're also not aligned, they're not in harmony, you still see results, not the results you desire, because you're not in harmony with them. You're not attuned to seeing what it is that you want. That's the same for prosperity. If your definition, like mine, of prosperity was just money related, and you're using your thoughts to look around your five senses, you look in your bank account, you look at your lifestyle, you look at the things, and then you make a definition, you create a feeling of what prosperity means to you, and you take actions. Meaning, if you don't have the desired income that you would like, you may, if you have a little bit of savings and you wanted to take maybe a trip or you wanted to do something special, you might go to, say, a 3-star resort somewhere tropical versus that 5-star resort in Bora Bora. Think about it. Your thoughts, feelings, and actions create your results. If you hold the idea that you're not prosperous, including your fertility, you're holding on to old ideas. You're holding on to your old emotional impacts. You've gone through this. You've felt this. Your doctors are telling you maybe it's an underlying medical condition, or you're trying naturally month after month, or you're in the middle of fertility treatments. Wherever you are, your environment is telling you you're not prosperous within your fertility. You're not prosperous within your financial realm. You're not prosperous in maybe relationships. Maybe you're constantly under turmoil, whether it's work, friends, or even at home. So I want you to think about prosperity. And then I want to talk to you about attracting it. It's going to seem like an interesting idea to attract prosperity. How do you do that? You do that by creating space. If you There was in my very first law of attraction audiobook that I listened to, I thought it was really cool because this woman, I should say, she was trying to manifest a relationship. Finally, the love of her life. She wanted to experience this grand love. She didn't make space for it. So they talked about in this experiment of, if you look where you park your car, does your driveway have room for 2 cars, whether it's double wide or maybe it's just longer that it could park 2 cars? Do you park right up close to your house, or do you park closer to the end of the driveway or in the middle? Or if it's double wide that it could fit 2 cars, do you park right in the center? I want you to think about this because you need to create space. I love this idea. Think about a person's closet. If you were to live with someone, would you each have your own closet, or would you have a shared closet? Whatever that looks like for you in your situation, but do you have your clothes spread out so it takes up the whole closet, or would you have it to one side? So the whole point of the exercise was this woman was given an exercise to look at where she sleeps in her bed. Does she sleep on one side? Does she sleep in the middle? How does her closet or drawers look like? How does she park in her driveway? And yada, yada, yada. It goes on. Because she did not make room for this partnership. There was no room in her closet to share it with someone else. She always slept in the center of the bed. There was not one side or the other side for someone to join her. In her house she parked, it was always in the center of the driveway, so no other car could come in. Yes, that's a metaphor, but it really makes you understand, are you making space for the new idea of prosperity in every area of your life? I shared with you when someone said to me that money comes through me, not through my job. I had a hard time believing that because I thought, no, That's not how it is. And then further on, asked the idea of how could I become more prosperous. I instantly went to, well, I could start a side hustle, or I could ask for a raise, or I could get a new job. But again, those were all defining prosperity was coming through my job, not for me. What if you could make up your mind? Make a decision right here and right now that you are prosperous in all areas of your life. And no matter what your environment is telling you, you can attract it. How does that make you feel? I want you to journal on that because, again, every time you journal, you get to learn a little bit more about yourself. You get to see how you're operating. You get to see why your environment is being dictated by your thoughts, feelings, and actions. Prosperity is an energy, it's an idea. So I want you to do something and I want you to see how it feels. Do you have a room in your house dedicated to where baby's going to be? And I know that looks different for everyone because some people want to have a playpen or a bassinet or a snoo or something in the room that, when they bring baby home, baby's going to sleep in their room for a while. Maybe they want to co-sleep, whatever that looks like for you. But do you have a dedicated space to baby? Right now, maybe it's your catch-all room. Maybe it's going to be a combined office with baby room, but right now it's just set up. I'm not asking you to go out and buy the crib, go out and buy all these things, because I understand for a lot of you, including myself when I went through this, finances were a huge thing. And I couldn't go out and buy a crib with holding such an uncertainty when I first started doing this. Until I understood the power of my mind, until I understood how powerful I was. If I listened to a podcast like this and they said, go out and buy the crib, go out and buy all the baby gear, I would have been like, number one, I don't have the finances for that. And number two, there's no guarantee. So what if I have to turn around and sell this and then I've just lost money and it's just that much more crushing? I want you guys to understand I've been where you are. But I also want you to understand how incredibly powerful you are. I also want you to understand that you can create space. So clear it out. I know this can be interesting, maybe even hard, maybe even triggering for you. But if you listen to all the episodes leading up to this one, we're talking about returning to love. We're talking about fear. We're talking about making decisions, gaining clarity of the mind. We are talking about blessing and releasing old ideas, old habits, old paradigms, and making space for new ones. Because when you make space, you make room, you can hold a prosperous idea. But if you say, I'm prosperous, I'm prosperous, I'm prosperous, and then you instantly go open your bank account and you look at it and you go, yeah, maybe I'm not prosperous. You're still holding on to an old idea. You thought of something and you went straight to your physical world and said, no, it's not there. And you did not make room for it. Think of this, if you wanted to have a new desk, what do? You get rid of the old desk, you replace something with something. That's the same thing as a paradigm, a habit. We are all programmed to have habits. So instead of getting rid of a habit, you replace a habit with a habit, but a better one, a good one, a new idea, a prosperous idea. Prosperity doesn't have to be anything related to finances, and it can be completely related to finances and everything else in your life. When I talked to you in last episode of saying, you know what, I am creating, I'm in a creation mode right now. I'm creating my family. I am on a journey to creation. However, you can turn your infertility to I am fertile. I am fertility in every area of my life. My mind is prosperous. My body is prosperous. My heart is prosperous. My finances are prosperous. My relationships are prosperous. If you keep thinking about it and feeling it and connecting to how that would feel like when it starts to show up in your life, you're going to start thinking, oh, well, that's a coincidence. Or you may even be like, you know what, this feels amazing. I want more of this. But then the beautiful part of that is you get to connect to more and more and more. I want you to have a prosperous mindset and take it away from just your finances like I used to hold. And my money story was I live paycheck to paycheck. When you see that in your physical bank account, you create a life repeating, I live paycheck to paycheck to paycheck. That dictates how you buy things. It dictates how you look at the world. It dictates how you do things. So when I say, just saying things like, I am prosperous, I am prosperous, I am prosperous, I am prosperous, or I am prosperity, I want you to really actually think about this. What if you could say this? So this is my challenge to you 100 times a day. Say it 100 times all at once, or maybe you break it up into chunks. Maybe you say it twice a day. You say it 50 times in the morning and then 50 times in the evening. Maybe you say it 4 times throughout the day, 25 times, 25 times, 25 times, 25 times. However you want to say it, I challenge you for 7 days to say 100 times, I am prosperous. You might start to see that, hey, I needed to go to the grocery store. I needed to pick up a certain food item. Oh my gosh, it's on sale this week. How amazing is that? Again, that will be a coincidence for you. It's not a coincidence. You are energy. Prosperity is energy. We are all energy. Energy is vibrations and frequencies that we tune into. So, do you think that you could create space? So, again, my second challenge for you, depending on your situation, where baby's going to sleep. If baby's going to sleep in something beside your bed, is beside your bed clear and ready for that? Can you sit and visualize baby home, or babies if you want to manifest multiples like I did? Is there room? Can you visualize yourself with baby beside you if that's how you want your sleeping arrangements? If you have a room, a spare room, how is that set up? Is it ready for baby to move in? And I'm not saying go out and buy all the cribs, go out and buy all the things. If you have the finances and you can, absolutely. But again, I also want to caution you how you feel when you buy it. If you go to buy something when your money story, your fertility story, your relationship story is lack and not prosperity, that's what keeps coming. It keeps manifesting. It keeps attracting itself into your life in multiple different forms, in multiple different ways. If you look at people that are really desperately want to find their love of their life, their relationship, but they're holding on to all the things that have happened in the past. That's old, their old thinking, their old ideas, their old habits. They haven't made room for that new love or that new relationship, that they're in full receivership of it. I want you to start creating space. I want you to start creating this space so you can hold new ideas. You can attract things into your life. But I also want you to really just understand how you're operating, how you're feeling. Because if you say, for example, I am prosperous, and then you go to the store, but your bank account says one thing, and you go to the store and you think, you know what? Oh, I'm going to buy this new skincare, or maybe I'm going to buy organic fruit, or I'm going to buy, this new outfit. I've been dying to have this outfit or this purse, whatever it is. You've been saying, I'm prosperous, I'm prosperous, I'm prosperous. But then when you go to buy it, what does that feel like? Do you go, oh, that's expensive? Well, no, I'm prosperous. It's okay. Do you feel that? Can you feel how I'm talking? That's the energy that you put behind it. So keep going. Maybe don't buy that organic fruit or that purse or that new skincare or that outfit. Hold on to the idea of I'm prosperous until you really feel good about it. Keep saying it until you create this harmony within yourself. So you're using your thoughts, saying I'm prosperous. Keep saying it until it's impressed upon your subconscious mind, where you create a feeling about it. And then you start taking actions from that. When your thoughts, your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions come aligned, then go buy the purse, go buy the baby clothes, go buy this, go buy that. But take note of how you feel. Because the worst thing that you can do is say things like, I am prosperous, I am prosperous, I'm prosperous, or I'm prosperity, I am prosperity. Go out and buy something, feel guilty about it, and you go like, yep, that manifestation shit doesn't work. Glad that it worked for her, but it doesn't work for me. You get the idea. This is how a lot of fertility fusion lessons go. It's more in depth. It's more aligned. When I do my podcast, I try and give you as much information as I can, but I also try and make it apply to everyone, because we are all in different paradigms of what we think about mindset and manifestation, what we think about our beliefs, what we think will work, what doesn't work. We all have our own emotional impacts. We all are experiencing something different. So I'm trying to give you as much value as possible as making it relatable to everyone. But in fertility fusion, I give you the stick person. I show you about your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions and how they become aligned. I want you to understand, we talk about holding space. We talk about prosperity. I get you to do things like look up a definition. I get you to ask yourself, what is your own personal definition? How does it relate to your life? Because when it relates to your life, you get to start to see how your results are creating. But what I can share with you is I changed my definition of prosperity. My definition of prosperity is I am prosperous in every area of my life because I choose this energy. I know that I am powerful. Prosperity to me means every area of my life. Prosperity means love and joy and happiness. Prosperity to me means that my thoughts, my feelings, and my actions are aligned and I am creating. Prosperity to me is creation. So, can you change your definition of prosperity? Can you look at prosperity very differently the way you do now? Because I know so many of you are probably just like me when I first heard the idea or the words prosperity. No, I wasn't prosperous. I was on a fertility journey. My bank account was not happy. My credit cards were starting to fill up real fast. And I was on a fixed salary, so was my husband. And I held the idea that money moved just through my job. So the idea of creating more wealth or more prosperity for me, my original idea was I need to either start a side hustle, but how could I add more stuff into my life? I was struggling with juggling appointments and going to pick up medications that were the closest pharmacy that provided that for me at the time was an hour away. And the emotional impacts, plus trying to start a side hustle on top of this, plus work, plus my blended family life, plus everything else. No. And the idea of starting a brand new job, what if I didn't have that flexibility? What if my new job didn't understand or allow me to have flexibility for my fertility treatments or appointments? Or what if I did get pregnant right away? Was I going to be at the new job long enough before I would need to go on a maternity leave to qualify for maternity benefits? These were all thoughts repeatedly going through my head. And because I held that lack prosperity mindset, I constantly generated that in my world over and over and over again. So again, I'm going to repeat your challenge. I want you 100 times a day for 7 days to start saying I'm prosperity. I am prosperity. But also note how you feel. Do you feel good? Are you doing it just to check it off the list? I want to know. Let me know how you start to feel. Yes, journal about it. Maybe the first time you say it, you're excited because you're like, oh, yeah, I'm excited for a challenge. I'm excited to see where I can be. But then maybe day 2, maybe day 3, you're like, I'm doing it, not feeling prosperous because I opened up my bank account today and it told me the same thing it did yesterday. I'm clearly not manifesting money. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. You don't need to know how to attract things into your life. What you need is your vision. What you need is your imagination. What you need is to make space. Get rid of the old, replace it with the new, and watch your space transform. So, repeat I am prosperity 100 times a day for 7 days and take note if things change. Do you see things happening in your differently in your world? Do you see things feeling different? Do you feel different? And if you don't, come back. If you do, still come back. But I want you to message me. Let me know, how does it feel for you? And I want you to say, if you don't complete it for 7 days, why not? This is the point of getting curious with yourself. If I'm giving you a challenge, you want to manifest your fertility journey to be different. You want to manifest your baby. You want more love and joy along the way to get you there. Can you do it? Do you fall off after day 3 or day 4? Are you so gung-ho to start, but then you don't? If you don't, why? Why not? Ask yourself these questions. Really get curious with yourself. It is so impactful. I love you. I'm proud of you. I am sending love and light to you. And I am saying this, I am giving you full permission at any point, reach out because you are worthy of having everything that you desire. And because we're so programmed to live in our 5 senses, we are bogged down with observing different things. Where are you focusing your thoughts? Because when I say things to you, like everything is happening simultaneously all at once, all of your outcomes are all happening right now. Can you make space for the path that you want? Or are you holding space for the old thoughts, the old paradigms, which really do have a death grip on you? They really do. It takes effort. It takes work. It takes curiosity. It takes motivation to move you to what it is that you want. But are you worth it? Yes. Can you do it? Yes. Make the decision you're going to do it and see things change. Decide, I'll do it tomorrow, and then see how long it takes you to do it again. Make a decision of, I don't know if it's going to work for me, I'm going to sit on the fence for a while. All of these are decisions. But I want you to know everything is happening. You just need to tune into it. You need to attract it. You need to make space for it. And you need to make up your mind that you're prosperous. Can you change your mind to a prosperity mind? Can you change your own definition and live by that definition? I'm sending you love and light. I love you and I'm proud of you for being here. Have an amazing day. I want to express my deepest gratitude for you tuning in with me today. I am proud of you and I am sending you so much love. I want you to remember that you hold incredible strength and power within you. If this episode resonated with you, or you know anyone that would benefit from hearing, please share. And if you haven't done so already, head over to Spotify or Apple, and please leave a rating and a review. In love and light, Jessica.